guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. We are backstage at Slam Dunk Festival 2024. The Wonder Years are back, and Soupy joins me now. How are you, man?
I'm good. My hearing is bad.
Okay.
So a little volume from you would help me out.
I am going to
long
shout
way.
over
Could I
this
get,
microphone
maybe
just for you,
we
my
run
boy.
that into my in-ears and
That's
your
something
talk
we
back.
should look at for future years.
Every
I'd be
band here's
well
got
into that.
in-ears.
Man, that's it. Yeah, you can't tell because we've got the close-up mics here, but it is a noisy old
It
press
is
stand
loud.
today. It's loud press stand, but we'll make it through. Hey, how was Hatfield for you yesterday, man? Massive crowd by the looks of it.
It was really good. It was really good. I, to be honest with you, went in very nervous because we played against like one of the biggest bands in the world right now, and I Prevail, and one of the biggest bands in this community from England in the last 20 years, You Me at Six's last festival performance. I was like, we're gonna play a ghost town, but like, I was talking to Anthony Green about it right before the set, and the thing that we kind of commiserated over is we both felt like post-pandemic, if we were gonna come back and keep playing music, that every show we ever played from here until the end of time will be done with nothing but joy, because it was so close to being taken from us forever, right? It was so close to over forever. And so if I have the opportunity, whether there's the wonderful crowd we had last night, or everyone decided they would rather see I Prevail and You Me at Six and we played a nobody, I'm gonna play that set with nothing but joy in my heart, you know what I mean?
No, that's such a great attitude to have going in, and luckily, obviously the people turned
And
out
yeah,
here,
but
which
that
is so
what really
nice.
happened
That's a
was
bonus.
there was a much larger than expected, wonderful crowd that were very loud and very engaged and just truly awesome.
Yeah, I totally understand the fear at festivals with clashes and stuff, but also I guess the thing is with you guys, you're so like a part of this community in the UK in particular. Like this festival crowd, it's a beloved band. Do you know what I mean? It was always going to come. It must feel almost like, I know it's not a homecoming gig, but in a way it's sort of
it is. I talked about it on stage, and I'll probably do it again tonight, is that before we played our first Slam Dunk in 2010, we were a straight up DIY band here. No agent, no manager, no label. We were flying ourselves over, booking the shows ourselves. We're playing rugby clubs. We're playing back rooms of pubs. We're playing places that have one microphone in the house, right?
Wow.
That doesn't really work. And we got the opportunity to play Slam Dunk 2010, and it really felt like a coming out party for us. I remember, I'll never forget it, is that we had sold out of these tank tops we had that said Wonder Years stage dive team, like high school stage diving team.
Nice.
And I saw a post somewhere. God, it could have been MySpace, but
Yeah,
for how
back
long
then,
ago it
possibly,
was.
yeah.
I don't know. But someone said, is that Wonder Years tank top the official uniform of Slam Dunk? I'm seeing it everywhere.
Wow.
And it just felt like we're going to make it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And Slam Dunk was the catalyst to that for us. So it has always felt like the home festival for us. Like coming back here is always coming home. And for them not to just to trust us to headline a stage and to headline it against those bands. But what kind of touched me was it's the Key Club stage, which to me says, this is the punk rock stage. This is the DIY stage. This is the basement stage. This is the ethics of everything you've been saying for the last 14 years of coming here.
Yeah.
We're going to brand a stage that way, and we're going to give you the fucking torch to carry. And I love that, right? Put that on my back. I want to carry it, right?
So amazing, man. No, but it's so true. It's been amazing seeing that growth and progression through this festival in particular. Just such a lovely kind of journey and story there. And obviously, I guess the last time we saw you in the UK was the album anniversary shows, right? Last year.
Yeah.
Which was really exciting. I always find interesting when you kind of revisit albums in that way. It's like, how does that affect you moving forward? Because I know you're already working on, like, you always work on new music for a variety of projects and stuff. But when you go back and look at an album that was as pivotal as The Greatest Generation was for you, like, does it spark anything in terms of how you then approach the new material? Are you rediscovering anything fresh about that older stuff?
I think that I am always in this constant state of self-evaluation, right? Like, my goal is never to be good at this shit. My goal is to be the best at it.
Love that.
That's just how, and that's, I was talking to Derek from Stagehands about this recently, the same kind of vibe, man. Like, that's why we resonate with each other. It's just like, I remember him doing a bunch of interviews on their last record. We said, we're the best pop punk band in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I have so much respect for that, but I'm in the best pop punk band in the world. Because that's how you should fucking feel about it.
100%.
Right? You should feel like, because otherwise, like, what are you making? If you don't think it's the best shit out there, what are you making?
Yeah.
And so because of that, and it's not like an ego thing, right? I want them to be better than us, because then I gotta raise my fucking game. that was the thing we always talked about with Fireworks, man. Every time they put out a record, I said, okay, fuck. I would like look at it and nod and go, this is what I gotta come with this now.
Yeah.
I listen to a Polar Bear Club record and go, okay, fuck, like I gotta come with this now. Like, whenever someone puts out a record that blows my mind, it changes the way that I look at our next record.
Yeah.
Right? I gotta work harder. I gotta try harder. I gotta be better.
Yeah.
But as far as our own catalog, I'm just always going back to it and going, what could I have done better here?
Interesting.
Like, what's my problem with this record? Even a record that's like people love, like The Greatest Generation, I think is too long. My reality on that is I would cut 2 songs from the record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you which songs,
Don't
but
ask
do you
'cause
know
it made
which
people-
songs?
I know which 2.
Okay,
It made people mad when I said it.
Wow.
So I won't
okay.
say it
No,
again.
No, I'm not taking that away from anybody. but yeah.
I would have an 11-song record.
Wow.
Right? I would have released those songs still. They would have been B-sides.
This wouldn't have been
I think
it
would have helped the flow of the album. Every record I look back at and say, what could I have done better on this one to make the next one better?
Wow.
And so it wasn't like nothing was jumping out at me when we revisited those songs, because I'm always revisiting them.
Right. Interesting, man. Yeah. No, it's good to be a perfectionist in that way, though. It's good to kind of be able to...
My brain is broken, man. It's like, I don't...
I disagree. Maybe the rest of us are broken, man. No. Maybe that's it. That's the way to look at it. I want to briefly mention, of course, the Aaron West and Roaring Twenties stuff, because,
thank you.
Again, I mean, a great achievement. Lovely reaction to the kind of latest stuff so far as well, which has been great to see from your fans. Again, I'm always fascinated when somebody's writing with like a character in mind or like a bigger story in mind. Is your songwriting process at its basic level the same in that when you're doing cause I guess on many Wonder Years songs you could say, well, that's a story within itself, right?
Yeah.
But like when you're thinking about a grander picture to something, do you still start in the same way? Is it still start in the same place? No, it does kind of work very differently.
I start it like I'm writing a television show.
Right.
I look at every record like it's one season of television and every song is one episode. And I'm trying to find ways to move the plot and the narrative forward in ways that feel both real and tangible and logical. I want it to feel like nothing in it is like this weird suspension of disbelief jump for the character. I want things to develop really naturally, and I'm really big on this like interstitial structure of the songs where like they are relating to each other and leaning on each other. Like television, like if you listen to that record, at the end of track 3, which is Paying Bills at the End of the World, you get the first mention of Sam as a character, but nothing else. And it's like a cliffhanger at the end of an episode. And then you pick up the next episode and they're at a bar together. And it's like, I didn't have to spend time in Monongahela Park introducing you to Sam. I introduced you to Sam on Paying Bills at the End of the World. Right. And now I can pick up right there. So there's a lot of thought first about that. And then what's specifically interesting is that Aaron West isn't just a character. To me, and I've said this a lot, I think the art form that it most closely reacts to or most closely resembles is professional wrestling. And I'm going to tell you why, because I know that can come off weird.
Not at all. I'm listening. Let's
Pro
go.
wrestling is storytelling done. It's narrative, linear, serialized storytelling done in front of a live audience, and there is no other art form that does that.
100%.
You can go see a musical, but the story will be the same every night. What happens in the ring on Monday night on television in front of an audience changes the arc of the story for what happens on Friday night and the next Monday and the next Friday. It is one linear story. And so we do Aaron West, the shows are canon to the story. And so I can set up narrative on stage in character. And so that was sort of the other stuff we did, is I was doing stuff in character on stage that was going to affect the story on the record. I was planting things. In wrestling, you call it working the crowd.
Right.
You want them to believe what you did is real. And we did that. There was an LA show where I cursed out the record label and crumbled up the set list and threw it in their faces and had the whole crowd boo them, and it comes up in the record. And it pushes the story forward. So I'm also planning for that. And all of that has to happen before I even pick up the fucking guitar.
Man, it's all that early in the stage. I love that so much, man. That attention to detail is just phenomenal. It's why it's been so successful for you.
And we just had, an amazing tour here. Every show was sold out. I feel bad. We sold every piece of merch before the last show. The last show we showed up, we were like, we have 3 records left. We're sorry. You know, it's it exceeded every expectation, not just mine, but our agents, our promoters. Like everyone. So hopefully we get to come back and do it. Maybe at a festival. Maybe if
that'd be
Slam Dunk's
interesting.
watching this, we could come back next year.
Be very,
JD,
very
look at
interesting.
my fucking face, bro. Ben Ray, look at my face.
Make it happen.
Wouldn't Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties fucking kill it out here, man?
Oh, they really would, though. That'd be so interesting to see something like that at the festival. Be very, very cool. You mentioned professional wrestling. I forgot we should actually mention, of course.
We should talk about Year of the Vulture.
My God, Year of the Vulture getting to be part of the soundtrack for, what was it? It was Raw, was it?
It was, okay, so WWE has kind of 3 brands.
Yes.
They have their Raw brand, their SmackDown brand, and
Yes.
NXT, which is like
That's up
their developmental brand. And WrestleMania weekend, they ran 3 pay-per-views, right? 2 nights of Mania, and then NXT Stand and Deliver.
Great.
And we got to write the theme song for NXT Stand and
love
Deliver.
that.
And a really special thing for me, some bucket list shit.
That's great.
Just to get to work with a company that, like, man, I've watched that product since I was a kid. It informs so much about how I look. Because I truly believe it to be an art form. I think the best people that do it, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, the best people that do it see it as an art form.
Yeah.
And it has informed so much of how I am on stage, so much of how I think about character, so much about how I think about storytelling, and to get to write a song for it, so cool.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, no, proper dream stuff. I just love WWE's, like, constant connection and dedication to the alternative music world as well. Like, to be able to see, I don't know if you saw like Motionless in White at WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff as well.
I
like,
was there.
to just be able to say, oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Of course you were there. Of course you were there.
I was there. So, a couple of our friends, like, one went into WrestleMania as the men's champion. He wrestles as Seth Rollins.
Yep.
And his wife, Becky Lynch, left the Raw after Mania as the women's champion, right? And because I'm homies with them, we got a little inside track where I got to say, hey, do you know what the main event is going to be of Stand and Deliver? And I got some hints, and then I themed the lyrics that way.
Love that.
And then it was very cool. Like, we got to hang out with them and get to have our kids play, which was so fun. And then I got to watch them do their goddamn thing in front of 75,000 people. Just unbelievable.
So great, man. No, just a lovely, lovely part of the alternative world to see.
You know what I should have asked before we did this interview and I said fuck 300 times?
Oh,
Can
you're
I
fine.
Say fuck?
Yeah, fine. It's
All
the
right.
internet. We're fine.
That's what I figured,
good.
but I just want to check. You know
It's
what I mean?
all good. I appreciate you checking, but we're fine. We're all good. Hey, before I let you go, something we've been asking absolutely everybody this weekend. So I think I've asked you this before, but I do it every festival. It's very interesting. Slam Dunk, another pack lineup here. Who haven't you toured with, you haven't worked with, that's out there this weekend that you would love to either hop on a song with or hit the road with? Who would it be?
Ooh, goddamn. Okay. That I haven't toured with, I haven't played with.
No.
I really like One Step Closer.
Yeah.
I really like One
Popular
Step Closer.
choice this weekend, actually, yeah.
I actually, Taylor Acorn and I started writing a song together a couple years ago. It was the wrong direction. But it was fun to write with her. Honey Revenge were really good yesterday. I love Bob Villain. Man, like that shit's electric on stage. Damn. But I think if you're like, yo, I'm gonna pin it on you, you gotta give me one answer of who you're gonna tour with in the future. I wanna say Arm's Length or One Step Closer, but we have played one show with Arm's Length. Okay. So I don't know if that disqualifies
On a technicality
them.
Then, we'll go One Step
on a
Closer.
technicality, it's One Step Closer.
Very good choice, though. Very exciting band to see what they're doing there. I mean, dude, it's always so nice to catch up with you. It really,
always
really
a pleasure,
is.
man.
Great to see you over in the UK.
I know that I sometimes watch these back, and I'm like, come on, man, you're too verbose.
How dare you?
I watch other people
apologize.
I watch other people come on, and they're like fucking rock stars, right? And they're giving these like cool ass answers, and I'm like, let's ruminate on the art form that is professional wrestling for 10 minutes.
100% we
And I'm
should.
like, no one watches this shit, man. They skip right over me. I'm sorry.
Not a chance. Don't you dare apologize. It is an absolute pleasure to chat to you. And yeah, hope we see you back in the UK again soon. I hope
We'd love to be back. We're always happy to be back.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. All right.
You can't leave me without more toffee crisp. I got to go gone. You know what I mean? Can't cut me off.
That's the real one to pick up while you're over
I'm here for toffee crisp and Nando, and if I get to play some shows, I'll play some shows.
The perfect combination right there.
There you go.
All right, down everybody.